Morning everybody, welcome to Stockradar Stocks on the Move for another week. Today's date is the 23rd of May 2024. My name is Richard Lee and I manage the stockradar.com.au website for you. Well, today we're talking about super trends because although there's not a lot of stocks going up, in fact we have 44 trends of 156 stocks, which means there's 112 stocks that aren't trending. But on that group of 44, which is our first filter, down to the trending stocks, within that group there'll be a lot of super trends which we will capture if we follow if we're consistent with our strategy, and we will catch some of those trends. So that's what I want to talk a little bit about today. And Goodman Group, I've gone over this one a lot of times, and Car Group and other stocks, they keep recurring because they're trending stocks and they're the ones we want to be in, and that's where our focus is. So this is why it's always hopefully a bright and happy future here. Often the market is not trending and there's not a lot of stocks trending, and we have to conserve our capital. When the market's moving like it is now, or stocks are moving like they are now, we've got to get onto them and make some money. So our index is a little bit stagnant at the moment for obvious reasons. A lot of leaders that just aren't performing. Resources are looking interesting at the moment. The tech stocks are still going crazy overseas. The US indices are making new highs. So don't worry too much about our index, because under that hood there's a lot of good stocks in there, a diverse group of stocks which are trending. I'm going to go through some of those today. So positives this week again will be copper, which is now broken through its high. We'll have a look through the chart of that in a minute. And Sandfire, which just goes bang, 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 higher and higher, and is becoming one of those super trending stocks that we like to catch. So it's up about 30%, or just above 30% just to start off with, which is a good start. So we're really just really humble trend followers. It's a really simple thing that I do, nothing complex. I follow stocks like GMG. I even follow stocks like CBA. Despite all the broker calls of sell the damn thing, it still goes up. And the economics of things like CBA and the banks really are that those yields are better than the cash management trust rates. So to some extent, with the relative stability or non-concern about what the price does, if you're taking that yield, you're still making good money. So there's always going to be demand for those banks, and they're showing their true colours at the moment. Okay, so let's go through the top 10 for now. Let's have a little go on the super trend, which we'll go through today. Okay, Emerald Resources on the high, Mineral Resources, ALQ's broken up, CBA's hitting its high, GMG just keeps making new highs, NAB's its highs, Orica's making new highs, Paladin's making new highs, Pro Medicus is, and PEX is just broken up. So there's just a group of stocks there that are certainly worth following, okay? So that's our top 10 trend intensity ratings at the moment. You can see CBA over there. It came back to its support at 110 and is now rallied back up to its high again. So who knows where it's going to go to, but my bet there's probably a little bit more left in this rally yet. I'd usually extrapolate the range here a little bit, which gives us a target at around 140. Not that that's a really big deal. It just gives us an idea that there may be some strength left in this yet, and all the indicators are looking good. Volume, momentum, everything is all looking fine. So there's no reason why that stock price can't still go up, amazing as it may seem. Okay, so that's the top stocks there. Our stock pick group is up 1 to 63 this week, so just one more this week. There are 44 stocks trending of 156 covered, as I said. So that immediately filters out 112 stocks, and we get to focus on that 44. Okay, we rate them by trend intensity, we set stops, we put all those details, and out of those stocks, provided we behave in a certain way, we will get some of these super trends, whether it be Car Group, Sandfire, GMG, Magellan, whatever it might be, they're all there. So plenty of opportunities to get them there, provided we do the right thing and be consistent with what we do. And there are 19 ETFs of 24 picks, so they're mainly industry ETFs, gold ones, things like that. So they're all running pretty hot at the moment. Okay, so that is top 10 stock pick count. Let's go to the overseas markets now and have a look at where the Dow's going, and it's still making new highs. I think it was down a little bit last night, not too bad, but it's right on the highs at the moment. The volume has been very good, momentum's fine there, it's above the average, which is providing support. So at this stage, there's really no net reason to doubt the strength of this uptrend at the moment. And same with the S&P. It's actually making new highs again on great volume, momentum positive. So at this stage, so we had a little bump down, and the buyers have come straight back in and whipped this up again. So that's a good sign of strength, and we may well have yet more to go yet in this index rally overseas. And Nasdaq has made new highs again, came back down, and all of a sudden went bang bang up as the buyers took a hold of it. So there was some selling there, which is probably not a bad thing, which means there's been some froth taken off, but the buyers still resilient and got plenty of cash in their pockets, so they're running this market higher again on the Nasdaq. And those hot potato techie stocks. Okay, our market, as you can see here, it's not nearly as as strong as the overseas markets, but it is up towards its high. It's really almost made new highs. We've got still, the trend is up here. It's through the highs. It's above the average. It looks okay. It came back, found some support. It's rallying again. So really, all we're really waiting for is this R1 to be taken out to see some more rally there. Okay, so that's the ASX 200. Now let's go to the commodities, and we're going to have a look at gold, which has been a great performer since it broke above 2,000. It's now 2,425. Came back a tad last night, but no big deal. The trend is up and it's looking fine at the moment. Copper's broken to new highs, which looks great, and great volume, fantastic volume down here. Momentum's fantastic, as you can see down here. Volume, momentum, well above the average. So it looks like it's going to extend this rally. Haven't got through all this area here. There's no reason why it can't. So Dr. Copper's looking pretty good, and there'll be some stocks like Sanfo which will be very happy about that. And Brent crude is the poor cousin. Not doing anything at the moment except going down pretty well, or sideways if you like. So not a great deal to chat about there in the crude thing. Okay, I just want to go through a few stocks for you today. We talked about super trends before. I'll go through them a little bit in the trading tactics area. I'll go through today. I want to go through these stocks, but just a couple of stocks I want to cover off today. One is Bendigo Bank, which is looking very interesting, which has had a big rally since its this little announcement last week, its profit results. Its update. All of a sudden, the market's just taken off, and we've had some good volume here. If I just squeeze this up a little bit, you can just see the volume starting to turn up a bit here. Just starting to turn up a little bit here on this rally here. So we've really got this area here, this old high here, which is probably the big resistance area here, which has been held since 2021. If we got through there, that would certainly be a good sign. Okay, we've got some high lows here developing here, which is a good sign. We just need that higher high through R1 to give us a signal to actually get involved with this stage. So stranger things have happened, but Bendigo Bank is looking very interesting. And this is a 4-year trading range, so this is not an insignificant break, and you would not expect an insignificant move. So we may see some moves afoot in Bendigo Bank there. Looking very interesting, I think. Samphire, a source I talked about, I just like to show it again, just because it's important that we show these stocks, because I keep coming back to these stocks because these are our winners. These are the ones we're making money on, and they're so important because that's the name of the game. So as far as Sandfire goes, it's just gone from 750 to nearly 980 in a very short period of time. So again, nice little break up. All we do here is we just raise our stop, and we can see the initial stop back here. It's well up here now. You can check Stockradar's trading centre for all the stops we've got on here. But Samphire is running hot at the moment. Everything's positive down here. Okay, AGL Energy, well, we've seen a little bit of a spike in the price recently, which sort of caught my attention, but really we haven't really done anything here at this stage because there's no real trend reversal here or new high to speak of. So we'll probably just wait for this price action to develop a bit further. The signs are very good. I mean, we've had a lot of corporate action over the last couple of years with AGL, forcing the company to move and change, which has probably been a good thing. A bit painful at the start, but it's now looking like it may well be reaping the benefits a little bit. We're starting to get a fairly big bottoming pattern here, big line through these lows here, which is good. This is a long-term line, plenty of points on there, which is a good line. We seem to have broken this downtrend line, and now sort of the buyers seem to be ramping this up on some reasonable volume down here. So it looks interesting, but I will be waiting for a bit more price action to either give me that trend reversal or a new high above here. But up to this stage, we're just staying neutral. But certainly one to watch AGL. 2020 -4. Moving averages, the momentum is just below zero, but the selling pressure is eased. And the other signals there, volume's quite good and it's above the average. So this is looking ready to turn once we get a price signal, which we haven't done yet. But AGL is certainly one worth watching at the moment. A couple of stocks I want to have a look at here, which I find fascinating, and I don't know if a lot of people hold Transurban, because I know that the brokers have been pushing this stock for a long time and are still pushing this stock despite it going sideways for about 4 or 5 years and doing literally nothing. It was a darling pre-2020, but since 2020, the peak was 1640. It's currently at 1250 and rotating in this range at the moment. So I just wanted to show that for two reasons. One is because Transurban really has done nothing and there's no trend there, so there's no reason for me to hold the stock, which I don't. Tend to use -8. It's in the trading range. This support looks solid, but really I'd prefer the other stocks. I prefer to trade this one. So there's no real signal for me that there's a bit of possibility of support there. Trend intensity is still -8, which is not such a good thing. So now I want to flip the coin and go to another transport stock, which has behaved very similarly to QUB, to Transurban, and it's QUB. And you can see here QUB going similar thing. We had a rally in COVID, which reached a high there. It then went into a sideways trading range. Excuse me. And now we've got QBE breaking up, while Transurban is right down here on the lows of its trading range. So I'm not too sure what's happening there. I know they're all transport, and Transurban is more toll roads than logistics of QB, so maybe a slightly different business, just involved in the same area. But interesting, the trading range has been so similar, price action has been so similar up to now, but now there's been a big divergence here with QB Logistics making new highs, signalling an entry there, and Transurban wallowing down in the lows. So the price never lies, and that's why I always follow, because that's what tells me what's going on, whether it's be CBA making new highs or whatever. The reasons aren't that important to me. It's just really the fact of them happening. So when I see price like this and I see what Transurban's doing, I know where I would rather be if I was in the transport sector, because I just follow the trends, and QB Logistics is trending and Transurban is not. Simple answer. Okay, I did talk to you last week about a couple of stocks that we don't want to go near. Woodside, which has kept going down. Telstra's had a really bad week this week, which we looked at last week, haven't broken down. And Sonic Health, another one which broken down, has also had a bad week. IEL, which I know is another stock that's quite popular amongst brokers, and it probably is a very good stock, but it is suffering, and it's suffered to the amount of $39 down to $16, so well overcut itself in half, and this is in about two-year period. So again, if you get stopped out here and no signal to buy, then you're still not holding the stock, which is a good thing, or you may be holding all the way down if you're a buyer and holder, and that's probably not a good thing. But anyway, what we've got down here at the moment, the trend is still down for IDP Education, so we wouldn't go anywhere near it, but we've got a bit of high volume here, so there are some buyers being attracted down by this price. There's a bit of a bounce up this week, no big deal, but it's certainly probably a possible sign of some sort of bottom trying to occur at the moment. But for the moment, this stock is down and in a downtrend, and so it's not something you buy. Basis of what I do, okay? You can try it if you want, but I need to wait for evidence of this to turn, support to appear, price action to develop before I get a hold of this, and eventually it probably will be a very good buy, but not at the moment. Okay, and the other one we can go through is Orica, which has had a beautiful break up here from a nice big trend reversal pattern here, and you would think there's plenty left in this price, considering what we've seen of the size of this trend reversal. So the breakup's been on very good volume. We saw some good selling here, which was healthy, but it had no effect on the price, and the buyers have just ramped the stock up again. So this is a real bull market behaviour by Orica. Things have finally might have changed for this stock, because it's been a long time coming, but it's looking pretty good. We're above the average, volume is fine, momentum is fantastic, and this may well be getting a new trend phase, which is what we're looking for. And whether it's going to be a super trend or not, we don't know, but we play all these stocks as they come along that we hit, and eventually we will get some of these stocks that will race off and make some good money for us. So that's Orica, and that's what it's doing at the moment. So there's a few stocks for you just to have a look at, give you an idea of what I do, what I think, what I filter out, what I discard, what I love. I love stocks going up, not ones that are going down. So that's Orica, and I love Orica. Okay, so just talking a little bit about these trends. The no stocks trending down. We don't want to bean stocks. So there's 112 stocks I talk out of 150 sticks that aren't trending, ones we stay away from. Downtrends are just as important as uptrends. We need to make sure that we're not in them, because that means we're losing capital. So that's why we use stops. And things like Telstra, Sonic Health, Woodside have all had those situations where you get a stop, might hit off, and you may not know what's going to happen, but eventually you see this huge downturn develop, and you go, thank my lucky stars that my stop got me out, because all stocks will do it, no matter how good they are. So that's why we take the stops, and if they get stopped out and a new high occurs, we buy the new high. But if it doesn't get a new high, we stay out of it, and we're not involved in downtrend behaviour. So that's part of our risk management reasoning strategy. Okay, so I just want to go through a couple of slides with you now, just a little bit about what I'm doing. I'm just really a humble trend follower. I just try and identify a trend, and when I see that, I try and jump onto it. So there's nothing overly smart about this approach, which is why it's probably so effective. It's just a simple, very robotic approach. This happens, I do that. So you can see here car group, and it goes through a few of the charts, a few of these slides here. The car group was one that we identified a simple trend reversal down the bottom down here. A nice little trend reversal. It broke up here. Took a few weeks before it got on, before it really started to move, but then it started to move higher. We jumped on, and again we just follow this as it makes high highs and high lows. We just follow this until it changes, until our stop goes off. Okay, so here our stop has gone off. The risk has got too great here. We've gone neutral. The stock has gone up from there. Whether it makes a new high or not, I don't know. Whether it goes sideways, I don't know. Whether it goes down, I don't know. But I don't really care. I've made my money, and if it makes a new high, then I will buy it. If it doesn't make a new high, I will stay out of it. That's the process of, if this happens, I do that. If that happens, I do this. And this is what I'm doing all the time with these markets. So it's a fairly simple approach. So my key is identifying that trend behaviour. And I do that with a new high and a trend reversal. So then I just follow it. Is that market tracking in high highs and high lows? If so, and if you look at all these stocks that I've been talking about, whether they be Sandfire, Magellan, Wesfarmers, SVW, GQG, Telex Communications, they're all making high highs and high lows, and that's what they're doing, and that's the trend. Okay, so that's the important part too. It's a very simple thing to follow. So current super trends that we've got at the moment are so Magellan, Goodman Group, Wesfarmers, GQG, Sandfire. And there's a couple of others there, but there's just five, the ones that I can name off the top of my head. Past super trends we had recently would be Car Group, Pro Medicus, CSR, Altium. They're all doing it. So it's just a matter of getting to those little pockets, and all these stocks we did get a hold of in our stock picks. Okay, so and the new super trends. Well, what are we looking for now? We've seen the past ones. What are we looking for now? The potential ones now would be Sandfire, would be Pro Medicus, would be Paladin, would be Mineral Resources, would be Telex Communications. So they're all potentials, and there's some other ones there as well. But these are ones we're looking at to potentially make that big jump for us and really hit our profits and boost our profits, because those super trends is what they do. Remember our premise of the 4 outcomes of a trade: a big win, little win, big loss, little loss. We just cut out that big losses, which means we bias ourselves to the big wins. And that's a really important thing of what we do. Okay, so why do we do this? Okay, we follow the trends because we're following the mood of the market. That's the mood of the market, the trend, the high lows is telling us what direction the market's going. We get little counter trend moves, and we can't worry about those too much unless our system says so, our stop loss says so, or our high low says so. So for the moment, we move with the market mood, and we stay with it until told otherwise. It is a repetitive and common behaviour for markets to trend, and they trend strongly. The hardest thing is capitalising on them and getting the emotion out of it, saying, well, I've got a big profit, I'm going to take it, whatever it might be. So that behaviour is common, and it also often extends further than we thought. Things like Goodman Group, things like Magellan, they're all doing the same thing. They're extending on further than we thought, and we're still in there, so we're still making some money out of them. And also, well, that puts the odds in your favour. So I'm always playing the odds of this happening rather than that happening, statistical probabilities. So I'm always trading on with the market's going up, and so I buy, and the odds are in my favour that the chances are the next stock will be higher next week than it is this week, and that will be true more often than not. So that's all about just trying to be on the right side of the market, trying to capture those trends, look at the stocks that are doing it, and look at them realistically. Try not to use too much information to try and analyse a stock. Just keep it very simple: trend reversals, high highs, high lows, stops, things like that. And I think I say in the start of this, trends and stops are simple and effective, and they're a great pairing. Okay, so that's really all I've got for you today. Trends and super trends is what I'm about. I showed you a few stocks today that may be of interest to you. So that's about it today. What's happening at Stockradar was, you can always subscribe to my free blog. You can always take a free trial if you want. If you want to get an idea of what I do, follow what I do a little bit. And also, of course, there's the Trading Centre, which covers all my stocks, entries, exits, stops, alerts, reversals, trend intensity ratings, all for you to review, all from top 200 stocks, which is where I reside, because that's the safety of that. Those stocks behave much better on a technical analysis basis or a price analysis basis, because they're high liquidity, high volume stocks, the majority of them. Okay, so That's about all I've got for today. So really today was about reinforcing the necessity to trade safely. There are many ways we can build safety into what we do. We can plan, we can have a process, we can follow trends, which is the mood of the market. We can manage our own money using stops. This reduces the odds of losing and heightens the odds of winning. Simply all we're doing, don't expect not to win all the time or lose all the time. You want to win more than you lose, and by playing the odds you will do that, and with a simple strategy, okay? And that's what I do. Okay, so watch your trends, heed your stops, stay safe, and I'll see you all next week for hopefully some more exciting news on some of these super trends. Okay, thanks a lot.